You always think betrayal comes with noise, screaming, crying, slammed doors. But hers was quiet, like a soft click of a door that you didn't realize had closed, until it was too late. We'd been together for 4 years. I loved her. I mean, really loved her. Lisa was everything I'd wanted. Smart, ambitious, beautiful, and with that wild spark that made every boring day feel like an adventure. We met at a bookstore. She asked if I'd read a certain novel. I hadn't, but I lied and said yes just to keep talking to her. She caught me in the lie 5 minutes later and laughed so hard I thought she'd cry. That was the start of it. Everything about us felt real. The little notes on the fridge, the way she stole my hoodies, the Sunday mornings tangled in each other, forgetting the world. But then, the shift. Little things at first. The way she started locking her phone. The late work meetings that became more frequent. How she stopped asking how my day was.
I'm just tired, babe. Work's been insane.
I wanted to believe her. God, I did believe her, for a while. I blamed stress. Maybe I was being paranoid. But love makes you notice patterns. It rewires your instincts. And mine started screaming at me one Tuesday night. She left for yoga at 9:30 p.m. in heels. I waited 5 minutes, grabbed my jacket, and followed her. I wasn't proud of it, but paranoia doesn't care about pride. It feeds on silence and unanswered texts. She didn't go to the gym. She didn't go to yoga. She went to his apartment. I stood across the street in the rain, staring up at the window like some ghost in a sad film. The lights turned on. I saw her silhouette. Then his. She laughed. That laugh I thought was mine. Something in me cracked. Not loud, just a small, clean break. I didn't confront her that night. I went home, sat in the dark until morning, her side of the bed untouched.
You okay? You look pale, she said the next morning, casually sipping coffee.
I nodded. I even smiled. What a performance. Oscar-worthy, maybe. I began collecting proof, not because I needed it, but because pain wants witnesses, screenshots, messages, photos. Every day she kissed me goodbye, she kissed him hello. She was living two lives, and I was the fool funding both. I started planning. Not revenge, not rage, just an exit. The kind of exit that leaves a silence loud enough to echo. I waited for our anniversary, a poetic end. Dinner reservation, her favorite wine, candles.
You remembered. She beamed, leaning across the table, her hand brushing mine.
I smiled. Not because I was happy, but because the act was almost over. I gave her a small box. Inside wasn't a ring. It was a flash drive.
What's this?
Proof. She blinked, laughed, then stopped laughing, because the silence hit her. The kind of silence that only comes when someone's seen everything.
You followed me?
No, I said. I just stopped trusting you. She opened the box. Her hands trembled.
You don't understand.
I do, I interrupted. That's the problem. I stood up, tossed the apartment keys on the table.
Please, don't do this. It was a mistake.
No, a mistake is dropping a glass. Sleeping with someone else for 3 months? That's a choice. I walked out. Her voice followed me. Low, broken, begging. But I didn't turn back. Some stories deserve a final page. And I'd just written ours. They don't tell you what it's like the day after you leave. Not in songs. Not in movies. They skip that part. The morning I walked out, I didn't feel strong. I didn't feel like I'd made the right decision. I felt hollow, like someone had carved me out and left only the shell. I spent the night in my car. Didn't want to go to a hotel. Didn't want to call anyone. I just sat there, engine off, watching the streetlights change. And the worst part? I missed her. Even after everything, I missed her laugh, her stupid way of pronouncing croissant, the smell of her hair on my pillow. Pain doesn't follow logic. It just clings. And that night, it wrapped itself around my throat like a noose. I slept maybe an hour, woke up to the sound of a garbage truck. Fitting. Later that day, I got a text from her.
I'm sorry. Please talk to me.
I stared at it. No emotion. Just cold. Then I turned off my phone. For the next few days, I crashed at a friend's place. Daniel. Good guy. Loud. Didn't ask questions. He offered me beer and silence. Sometimes, that's all you need.
I know I hurt you. I never meant for it to go that far. It started during that time when you were so busy with work. I felt alone. I know that doesn't excuse anything, but I didn't know how to talk to you anymore. I know I hurt you. I never meant for it to go that far. It started during that time when you were so busy with work. I felt alone. I know that doesn't excuse anything, but I didn't know how to talk to you anymore.
That pissed me off. Don't blame me for the hole you dug. I replayed that message 10 times. Every time I wanted to reply, I reminded myself of the window, of the silhouette, of the kiss that wasn't mine. Weeks passed. Pain faded, like a bruise you forget is there until someone presses it. One night, Daniel dragged me to a bar. I didn't want to go, but sitting at home meant I might answer her calls. So I went, drank, listened to a terrible local band. And then she walked in. Not Lisa. Her. The girl with the camera. She was at the edge of the crowd, snapping photos of the band like it mattered. I watched her for 10 minutes before I even realized what I was doing.
You know it's rude to stare, right? She smiled without looking up from her camera.
I wasn't staring. I was admiring your lens choice.
Oh really, you shoot?
Used to, before life got in the way. That was how I met Julia. Or Jules, as she insisted. She was a storm, the good kind. The kind that sweeps through your house and leaves you breathless, but lighter. We talked all night. About everything. Photography. Loss. How good the worst whiskey can taste when the right person pours it. I didn't tell her about Lisa. Not that night. She didn't tell me about her scars either. We just let it be easy. Over the next few weeks, I saw her more. And slowly, I started remembering what warmth felt like. Julia wasn't like Lisa. She didn't demand space in the room. She just quietly became it. But healing isn't linear. Some nights, I'd still check my old photos with Lisa. Then hate myself for it. Then pour another drink and try to forget her again. Then came that day. The knock on the door. A pause. And then the voice I knew like my own.
Please, I just need to talk.
Julia was in the kitchen. I froze.
I know you're there. I saw your car.
I stepped outside, closing the door behind me. She looked terrible. Hair a mess. Eyes red. But still, she was beautiful in that tragic way.
I've been seeing a therapist. I've been trying to understand why I did what I did.
You didn't come here to confess. You came to see if I'd take you back.
No, I miss you. I dream about you. You were the best thing in my life.
And you set it on fire. She looked away.
I know. But I also know people can change, can grow. I needed to lose you to realize that.
I didn't need to lose you to know who you were. She flinched.
Is she inside?
That's none of your business.
I guess not. She stepped back. Tears welled in her eyes. If you ever want to talk.
I won't. And with that, she left. I didn't go inside right away. I just stood there, heart thudding, not from seeing her, but from realizing I didn't want her anymore. I had finally closed the chapter, not out of anger, but because I had finally outgrown the story. When I walked back in, Julia was sitting on the couch. She didn't ask questions, held out a mug of coffee.
Rough visit.
I nodded, then sank into the couch beside her.
You don't have to explain anything. But if you ever want to tell me, I'll listen.
So I did. I told her everything. The bookstore, the betrayal, the silence. She didn't flinch, didn't judge. She just placed her hand over mine. Warm, steady.
She was a chapter. I want to be the book.
It had been 6 months. Half a year since I saw Lisa on my doorstep. Half a year since I chose not to open that door to the past. Julia and I were good. Not perfect, but honest. That was new for me. We moved slowly. No declarations, no pressure. Just shared mornings and quiet evenings, the kind where your fingers brush against hers on the couch. And it says more than any poem ever could. But healing isn't a straight line. Some nights, I'd wake up sweating, heart pounding. The image of Lisa burned into the dark behind my eyelids. The bookstore, the silhouette. That laugh that didn't belong to me. Julia never pried.
You okay?
Yeah, just a dream.
Was I in it?
Always. She smiled. But I think we both knew it was a lie. There were things I hadn't told her. Not because I didn't trust her, but because some stories lose their shape when spoken aloud. Like shadows in daylight. They just disappear. One Saturday morning, we went hiking. Just the two of us, a trail, and the sound of wind in the trees. At the peak, we sat down on a boulder, drinking water, catching our breath.
Do you still love her? The question came like a gust of wind. Sudden. Cold. I stared at the view. Mountains. Sky. Silence.
No, but some parts of me still remember what it felt like.
That's fair. You don't have to erase her to make room for me. Just don't build a shrine. I laughed.
No shrines, just scars.
Good. Because I want to be real. Not a replacement. She kissed me then, and for the first time, I felt something shift. Like maybe the past had finally stopped chasing me. But the past isn't a shadow, it's a loop. And sometimes, it finds its way back. A few weeks later, I got a letter. Not an email, not a text. An actual letter. The handwriting was hers. Lisa. I didn't open it right away. I left it on the kitchen table for 3 days. Julia never asked about it, but I caught her glancing at it more than once. Finally, I unfolded it. I'm not writing to get you back. I know that door's closed. I'm writing because I need to say something, and maybe you need to hear it. What I did was selfish. Not just the affair, but everything before it. I made you feel like you were never enough when the truth was, I wasn't enough for myself. You loved me so much, and I wore that love like armor instead of meeting you halfway. I thought I could have both, comfort and chaos, stability and fire, but I ended up burning the only bridge that ever felt real. I'm sorry. Not for closure, not for forgiveness, just because I am. I hope she's good to you. I hope you're good to yourself. Lisa.
I sat there a long time after reading it. Not angry, not broken, just quiet. Then I burned the letter in the sink, watched it curl, blacken, vanish. Julia came in as the last bit turned to ash.
She finally said it, huh?
How did you?
You get to know the shape of ghosts. We didn't talk about it again. Instead, we started talking about moving in together. Something permanent. A home. and for a while it felt like a movie with a good ending. But life doesn't care about story arcs. 3 months later, Julia got an offer. A photojournalism gig in Paris. 1 year. All expenses paid. Her dream. I don't want to go if it means losing you.
I don't want to hold you back.
So what do we do?
We love each other. From a distance, we try. And if we're meant to meet again, we will. She cried. So did I. The night before her flight, we stayed up talking. No sleep. Just hands, eyes, memories waiting to be made.
Promise me something?
Anything.
Don't close the door again. Don't let pain become your home.
I won't, because now I know where home is. She left at dawn, and I stood in the terminal, watching the plane disappear into the clouds. I thought I'd feel empty again, but I didn't, because this time I had said goodbye before it was too late. A year passed. We messaged. Video calls, letters. Real ones, like hers. And then, one rainy afternoon, I got a call.
I'm at your door. I opened it. There she was. Hair longer, eyes brighter. No luggage. Just a camera hanging from her neck and a look that said, I'm home.
You came back.
You waited.
Always. Sometimes, love isn't a lightning bolt. Sometimes, it's a slow sunrise, a quiet return. Lisa was my storm. Julia, she was my shelter. And now, I finally understood. Healing isn't about forgetting who hurt you. It's about remembering who stayed.